What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to a video by BFBS Forces News, and this video is comparing British military parades to the recent U.S. Army 250th anniversary parade that happened pretty recently here in America. So anyway, this video seems to suggest that the British military is a lot better at parading and drilling. So naturally, as a proud American myself, I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at this and see for myself who is better at the parading and the military drilling. So let's take a look.
Rank upon rank, moving in unison. Each move exquisitely enacted.
I mean, it's not... Yes, okay. It's impressive, and it is in unison. And you know what? I don't even know if this is a fair fight, because as I'm seeing right here now, British military members, you guys have these amazing ceremonial red dress uniforms with the big furry hat. How that already gives you an advantage, aesthetically. Very cool. If we're talking about like the precision and stuff of the actual parading and walking, the marching, that's impressive. Everyone's in unison. Looks pretty cool. Okay, I get it.
Precision, poise, perfection. Military drill performed exceptionally like this looks amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
This doesn't look so good. Lackluster, lamentable, laughable.
What? What is this? Surely we can do better than this. Is this what I really didn't watch much at all of the 250th Army Parade that happened recently. Is this is this the best we can do? Is this what we're doing? They don't even really look like they want to be there, to be honest. And there's really no effort at all going into any kind of synchronized marching or... I'm pretty sure there are regiments of the U.S. military that are, good at marching and parading. I don't know what happened here.
Military drill is a high-stakes business. So the question is, to drill or not to drill?
Okay. I guess we chose not to drill. Kind of a strange choice for the 250th anniversary of the US military. Kind of a strange choice to just have everyone walk so casually.
Lackluster, lamentable, laughable.
It does look odd because with most countries, when you're doing formal military parades, I mean, usually it's very precise, impressive marching. So, yeah, I guess I'm a little disappointed to see that.
Trooping the colour in Britain, officially known as the King's Birthday Parade. It takes place every year at Horse Guards Parade in London on the official birthday of the monarch. And I've been lucky enough to witness this precision spectacle several times, and it never fails to impress me.
Wow.
This time the Coldstream Guards are trooping their colour.
Very good. This is for the King's birthday? Some people were saying that the parade in the US was for Trump's birthday, but it was also for the 250th anniversary of the Army, I think, as well.
Contrast this scene with another parade happening thousands of miles away.
Receive specialized training for fighting in mountainous conditions. After periods spent in active...
Washington, D.C., the U.S. Army Grand Birthday Parade. And if I was being unkind, I'd say some of them were ambling rather than marching. And if they can't put the effort in here...
This is strange to me. Because I know people in the military in the United States are well trained. And they learn marching and drilling and parading, and just like any other country does. We certainly have the capability, and like other countries, even Britain, I think we also have specialized, parade drilling platoons that their purpose is to be the best of the best at that, and flipping the guns up into the air and all these marching tricks, and it's really cool. Yeah, I mean, we do that here in the US. I don't understand what went wrong with this 250th anniversary Army parade in particular. Why strange choice to make it so casual. It's not a good look.
Yeah, what would they be like on the battlefield? But maybe they got it right. Perhaps the British military is far too obsessed with drill. It's of no use, some would argue. Simply an anachronistic throwback to when Britain mattered, and we...
Oh, I am positive Americans would say, yeah, okay, drilling, sure, whatever, fancy drilling, but all that matters is our tactics and our arsenal and our weapons and our training and our combat ability. Forget the drilling. I'm sure that's what Americans would say to defend this.
I'm desperate to cling to that. I think I disagree, though, and here's why.
Oh, and the narrator says that he disagrees, that drilling and parading is just kind of useless ceremony. This has a purpose. And I want to hear what he has to say, but of course the drilling has a purpose, to show discipline, for one thing. If you can do this kind of thing well, you can do a lot of other things really well. And it's also just a sense of pride, Maybe that's not the greatest reason ever, but you want to have pride in what you do.
Foot drill, or just drill, goes back thousands of years. Soldiers would march into battle, be expected to gather in a formation, and react to words of command from their commanders once the battle got underway. The colours being trooped or shown here would also be used on that battlefield. Troops would rally around the colours. It was their focal point. It was their honour. Although this sort of battlefield is consigned to history, modern commanders say learning it fosters military discipline, as it requires instant obedience to commands and synchronised completion of those commands with the others in the unit.
Discipline, ability to follow commands. I forgot that back in the day, hundreds of years ago, this is literally how a regiment of army soldiers literally would march out into battle, just like this. It's not even just for show or ceremony. Back in history, this is actually how you fought battles.
Skill set much needed in the modern battle space. Drill also forges a bond within regiments. The Coldstream's colours carry their battle honours, keeping that knowledge alive and relevant to the current crop of guards.
That's cool.
Symbolic meanings everywhere. See these axe-wielding mounted troops? They're farriers. After a battle, they would use the point on the axe to dispatch fatally wounded horses, and the axe itself to cut off a hoof, which had the horse's army number inscribed on it, to be given to the quartermaster to prove the horse had died.
Oh my God.
And drill isn't just for guards regiments. The senior services drill ability was tested in front of the world as they pulled the gun carriage carrying the late Queen at her funeral, here rehearsing before the solemn occasion.
Yeah. I mean... yeah, if we're just talking about the drilling and the parading here, Great Britain clearly does a very good job at this.
Then there's field gun, dismantling, carrying and reassembling an ancient gun, absolutely of no use practically, except how it develops teamwork and fosters camaraderie.
The 7th Infantry Division stationed at Joint Base Lewis McChord has been seeing continuous combat action ever since activation.
Which brings us...
This seems more like, what's it called? Monster Truck Rally or something, like a sporting event. Like there's an announcer with music and not much else going on. Like these are, you know, really hardworking men and women in the U.S. military, but not marching in organized sort of fashion. I guess they just wanted to keep this very casual for some reason. You don't usually see that, honestly, in a lot of military parades. Yeah, I don't know if that was a good decision. It was obviously like a lot easier on the army members being able to just walk how they want to walk, but not usually how you see a demonstration of military strength. You usually see the very rigid marching, to be fair. Yeah.
It's back to the US Army birthday parade. And the simple question I've got, if you're going to go to the bother of marching, why not try and do it well? Because let's face it, the image it's projecting here isn't exactly awe-inspiring.
They have been awarded
A world away from Moscow or Pyongyang.
Yeah. I guess you could say, like, I might be going out on a limb here, but you could say it's almost making a statement that we don't feel like we gotta prove ourselves. We don't feel like we have to, like, impress anybody. It's a slippery slope. You should want to, like, have pride in what you're doing and show off and impress, especially with military stuff. But maybe this was like the U.S. saying, it's our birthday, whatever. This is for us, don't care. It could have been that kind of message, or it just wasn't one of those types of formal parades. I don't know. I didn't hear too much about this. I know that this happened. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised.
The question I asked at the start of this was to drill or not to drill. Well, that's up to each government or each regime. But if you do it well.
I think most Americans would have thought, if there was a U.S. Army parade, of basically any type, especially this birthday anniversary parade, most Americans would have, I would have thought that it would be very, like, formal, very proud, marching, showing off our skill and discipline. And yeah, I would have thought that. I think most Americans would have liked to see that, actually. So, yeah, I don't know about this.
Tim Cooper, BFBS Forces News.
Interesting. And it's interesting hearing this from, I think the reason I'm getting worked up at all is hearing it from an outside perspective, like seeing this from a British perspective of like, oh, look at the Americans. They're not even trying. Like, what the heck? Like, what? And that, in turn, when I hear that, it makes me feel a little bit like insecure about it. Like, man, there's countries around the world are kind of watching this going, what that, like, this is the U.S. Army? Like, but yeah, I have nothing but love and respect for the U.S. Army and the U.S. military and all our service members who put their life on the line and devote their lives to protecting the United States. Let me make that perfectly clear. This is just like, sir, but with that being said, it doesn't mean you can't point a little criticism at this parade and this drilling decision. Interesting that British people seem to have noticed this as well, and I understand why. And yes, the British drilling and parading, as we saw clips of, it was quite impressive, and that's the kind of thing I would have sort of liked to see out of our parading too. So this certainly was eye-opening. A little disappointing. But life goes on, I suppose. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on British military parades versus American military parades. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to British culture and seeing British things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.